Hello everybody, I'm Brian from Orchids by Brian, and today I am in the Fakahatchee Strand Preserve State Park here in beautiful sunny Florida, and we're looking for orchids, another native orchid search to find and photograph amazing plants here. It's going to be a great tour. We are going to hop in some kayaks and go to a different part of the Everglades, the Fakahatchee Strand. Of course, we're going to focus on exploring that. Then we're going to go on a swamp walk to see if we can find some orchids in the wild. It's going to be amazing. You are in for a treat. So with that, here we go, searching for native orchids in the Fakahatchee. Fakahatchee, meaning river with muddy banks, in Muskogee, a Seminole language, is considered the world's largest subtropical strand swamp and the only strand swamp in the world with a mixed royal palm cypress canopy. The Fakahatchee fosters a rich ecosystem teeming with native bromeliads, ferns, and orchids. This preserve is home to more native orchid species than anywhere else on the continent, with 47 native orchids, 38 native ferns, and 14 native bromeliads calling this place home. Located just 40 miles from Naples, Florida, the Fakahatchee Strand Preserve State Park is Florida's largest state park and was featured in the book The Orchid Thief and the movie adaptation. Our adventure began on the East River, a tidal, brackish creek that winds southwest through canopied mangrove tunnels before spilling into the Fakahatchee Bay and the 10,000 Islands. We paddled beneath arching branches, sunlight flickering on the water and the Spanish moss above. Nothing but the sounds of the swamp. As we glided through the mangroves, native wildlife and rare plants revealed themselves at every turn. Among the first creatures we spotted was a green heron, perched upon a log above the water's edge. Small but striking, the green heron is a master of patience, waiting for prey to come within reach. This bird is one of the few in the world known to use tools. It will drop insects or twigs onto the water's surface to lure fish close enough to snatch. The mangrove trees themselves are the architects of this beautiful ecosystem. Mangroves filter water, prevent erosion, and create a unique habitat where orchids, bromeliads, and ferns can flourish. The first orchid we spotted was an Encyclia tempensis in full flower. Known as the Tampa Butterfly Orchid, this species is a true icon of the Fakahatchee, with clusters of fragrant, star-shaped blooms that seem to hover in the air. This orchid was our first example of a micro-ecosystem at play, with spider webs covering the plant. Bromeliads are one of the most well-known micro-ecosystems in the Everglades. Leaves and plant matter as well as water from rainfall collect naturally in the bromeliad. This provides nutrients and water so this plant can grow, but it also creates an ideal environment for frogs, insects, and other wildlife to create a home of their own within the plant. Just as the orchids faded from view, we were visited by a pair of barred owls. Named after the bars on its chest, the barred owl is the most vocal of the eastern owls. It is sometimes called the laughing owl due to its many vocalizations. Barred owls mate for life, and they usually have a single clutch of 2 or 3 white eggs each year. Barred owls are remarkable for their keen hearing. Their ears are set at different heights on their head, allowing them to pinpoint the faintest sounds of prey beneath the canopy in the swamp. Near the end of our paddle, we stumbled upon a cluster of Polystachya concreta, or the yellow helmet orchid. This orchid is notable for its unusual helmet-shaped blooms and its ability to grow in the challenging conditions of the swamp, often high in the trees where light is the strongest. After a successful expedition on the water, it was time to leave the kayaks behind, lace up our hiking boots, and begin our journey into the untouched swamplands of the Fakahatchee.
It's very dry right now, unfortunately, here in May, so for us it's fortunate in that we can actually access areas that people typically cannot. But we're going to see what we can find for orchids, hopefully some Encyclia tempensis, some Dingey Star Orchids, Epidendrum amphistomum, Epidendrum rigidum, and who knows, maybe a ghost orchid. This is one of the best places in the entire world to find these amazing plants, so let's go check it out.
Among the towering royal palms and cypress, we discovered our first orchid on our swamp walk. The vine climbing this tree is likely Vanilla phayantha. Vanilla phayantha occurs in Trinidad, Cuba, and in the Fakahatchee Strand. Though this particular vine does produce a vanilla bean, it only has a trace amount of the valuable spice. Given the bone-dry swamp, many animals were in survival mode to beat the drought. Alligators were hunkered down in small pools of water called gator holes. A gator hole is a small pond often created when an alligator digs a den in the swamp ground. This family of gators dug deeper into the ground until it hit water to survive in this intense dry period. Other wildlife, such as anole lizards and insects, appeared less affected by the dry, hot weather. This brightly colored eastern lubber grasshopper was walking about in the sun. This colorful insect is poisonous, with foul-smelling toxins that will kill its prey or make it sick. We also caught a white peacock butterfly fluttering between plants. When threatened or bothered by predators, the white peacock butterfly will flash its wings and produce a hissing sound by rubbing its wings together. This butterfly is very long-lived for its kind, often living up to 11 months. As we continued to hike through the dry swamp, we found several epidendrum orchids growing just above the waterline. Epidendrum amphistomum and Epidendrum nocturnum are found within this region, but quite difficult to identify without flowers. This epidendrum growing high in the trees appeared to be Epidendrum deforme. Its large lip was a clue to its identity. Although these orchids were incredible, the real orchid we were searching for was the elusive ghost orchid. Dendrophylax Lindenii is a rare leafless orchid that is a distant relative of Angrecum orchids. We did stumble across a leafless orchid. However, based on old spikes, this was likely Campylocentrum pachyrhizum, or the ribbon orchid. Still, this was a super cool find, even if it was out of bloom. Throughout our trek, the diversity of bromeliads, ferns, and other swamp flowers was astounding. From this beautiful shoestring fern to the massive swamp lilies below our feet, it truly felt like we were transported to the Amazon rainforest. As we prepared to leave the swamp, we were treated to one last spectacle, a massive, fragrant Encyclia tempensis with over 20 flowers and more buds to come. Encyclia tempensis has a sweet honey-like fragrance to attract a variety of different bees, the plant's primary pollinator. This was truly a fitting finale to our journey through this botanical wonderland. The Fakahatchee Strand Preserve is a living museum, a refuge for rare plants and animals, some only found here. It is a testament to the resilience of wild Florida. Its future depends on all of us, though. When you visit, remember to leave every plant, animal, and artifact as you found it, so that generations to come can experience the magic of the Fakahatchee, wild and untamed.